Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Sorry about the lack of updates. I was just getting myself settled and I keep misplacing my camera. Unfortunately, nearly a week ago, my grandmother has finally hit the dirt. I kinda already suspected that would happen. I mean, she was at her 80s. On the bright side, she is seeing my grandfather and my uncle, who is her child and her husband. Anyways, Skylanders Superchargers is gonna be released on September 20th, and I'll be picking that up once I come back to England in October. And I might also be getting a Wii U. I mean, I found a cheap one in a shop somewhere. Now, let's just put aside Skylanders Superchargers for now and just come back to Trap Team. The reason for this is that the villains are not going to be playable in Skylanders Superchargers. And I was going to make this particular video before Superchargers was revealed. I just didn't have enough time. Skylanders Trap Team is a good game, but not as good as the originals. Now don't get me wrong, Skylanders Trap Team is interesting, it's just not as interesting as the original Skylanders games. Spiral's Adventure shows a unique way of playing a video game, Skylanders Giants shows a unique way of playing a character, Swap Force shows a brand new way of playing a character. For Skylanders Trap Team, nothing groundbreaking compared to the past 3 games actually happened. Aside from the traps and stuff, but the villains weren't really that special. And there was a lot more restrictions in Skylanders Trap Team compared to the past 3 games, which automatically makes Skylanders Trap Team number 3 on my top 4 Skylanders game lists. So what could have been better? What could I do to make Skylanders Trap Team a better game? With that being said, these are my top 11 things that could have made Skylanders Trap Team a better game. Why top 11? Because I like to go one step beyond. And so, here we go.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it.
Number 11. 2 more villains. When I first heard that Skylanders Trap Team was revealed, they revealed themselves to have 40 villains. And in my speculations, it would be about 40 to 48. If it was 40, that means 5 villains would be in each element. If it was 48, 6 villains would be in each element. That's what I thought. Or an extra 49th for Chaos. Unfortunately, when Skylanders Trap Team was released, it was a little less than I expected. 46 instead of 48 or 49. Now that wasn't really much of a disappointment. The only thing more disappointing than that is the minimal amount of magic villains. There were only 3 instead of 4 or 6, and they lacked a Doom Raider. Although some say Chaos is like a sub-element of the magic element. But come on, at least make 2 more villains just to make up for why it lacks a Doom Raider. 2 more magic villains ought to fix the job. I got an idea for 2 magic villains. One of them is named Stinkerbell. He's a troll in a fairy costume who has stinky armpits that create a stinky fog, and his boots can be used as a gun and they shoot stink clouds. And there's Monster Duck, who is a monstrous type of a duck. He's able to bite and quack a lot, and he can change his position to swing his tail. Yeah, those are my creatures. It's just a nitpick. I mean, having an extra 2 villains would probably be a lot better, but as it is, I can live with it. I can.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 10. 3 more reposed Skylanders. When I heard that there was going to be over 60 Skylanders, I was like thinking to myself, I think there's going to be about 16 Trap Masters, 16 Core Skylanders, and 16 or 24 reposed Skylanders. And so it seemed. Until it turns out there was only 5. And I thought to myself, why didn't they make an extra 3? I mean, why? How come the tech element, the undead element, and the earth element have not had a repose in Skylanders Trap Team? No, the minis don't count. Why isn't Trigger Happy a Series 4? Why isn't Slobbertooth a Series 2? Why isn't even Fright Rider a Series 2? That's not the only problem. The other problem is, remember what the adverts say in Skylanders Trap Team?
Over 60 new Skylanders.
Can I hear that again?
Over 60 new Skylanders.
Okay, let's play a different trailer with a similar line.
Build the ultimate trap team with over 60 Skylanders to collect.
Now let's count how many characters there are on the poster. 57. 57, as in under 60, not over. Talk about a sign of false advertisement. If they added in 3 more repost Skylanders, it would have been just 60, and I'd be fully satisfied.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 9. 2 more Skylanders, each for the light and dark elements. Again, this is a nitpick. But when Skylanders Spar's Adventure was released, there were 4 Skylanders in each element. For Skylanders Trap Team, only 2 Skylanders from the new elements were revealed. If they added in an extra 4, it would have been slightly better, and we have a bit more choice. I mean, when it comes to the Traptanium gates, our only option is Night Light and Nightmare, and there's no other option to open the light and dark gates. But still, it's a nitpick. I'll probably get over it in Skylanders Superchargers.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 8. Gates become unlockable for all Skylanders. This one was another WTF moment in Skylanders Trap Team. The gates that used to be opened by any Skylander of that element has become restricted for just the Skylander who's a Trap Master of that element. I had no idea what happened to the Skylanders programmers. It kind of feels like the core Skylanders almost have no purpose to be in Skylanders Trap Team. Just have all the Trap Masters have everything done for them. Skylanders Swap Force allows you to have the cores vary around a bit, but in Skylanders Trap Team, you have to have the Trap Masters to unlock everything. And the villains. Well, Activision is a cash cow. They like to they want those changes just to get some more money from the people who buy the Skylanders things. Well, to be fair, every company I know is a cash cow. Nickelodeon and Hasbro is another example.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 7. Light and dark packs also have items. Again, this is a nitpick. When I first heard that the Skylanders Adventure Packs with the new elements were about to be released, I was expecting some different items from them. You know, like in the previous Adventure Packs, we had the Hidden Treasure, Sparks, the Tower of Time, Sky Diamond, and other things. But for the Light and Dark expansion packs, we get none of those. Instead, we get a Trap Master, a trap and an adventure pack. And it's kind of sad actually, but at the same time, it's kind of not needed. I mean, some people are wondering, why do I want the items anyway? Well, except, well, for the getting things easier and stuff like that, but still, what if somebody wants a bit of a challenge? What if they doesn't want to have those items? The light and dark packs without the items are just a nitpick. I can get over it.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 6. The 6 light and 6 dark traps instead of 3 each. There are only 3 traps for each of the light and dark elements? I was like, why is there not an extra 3? Think about it, fellas. There are 4 villains of each of those elements, and yet there are 3 traps. I was like, what? You couldn't think of any other names for the light and dark traps? You couldn't call the Dark Hawk as Revolting Raven, or the Dark Angel as Devious Darkwing, and the Light Flying Helmet as the White Knight. I mean, you want kids to buy a different trap but the same mold? Just to get all 4 villains in different traps? Come on, think straight.
Then you can start to make it.
Number 5. The previous adventure packs become capable. It all started in Skylanders Swap Force when the previous adventure packs were no longer capable of giving a brand new adventure pack because of the jumping mechanic, but it can still be used as an item. But if they revamped the previous adventure packs by giving some jumping levels and a brand new story, we probably would have enjoyed playing them a bit more. And we have a bit more purpose to have those adventure packs. Besides, I want to see Vatback trappable. I want to see Oculus trappable. Even Cluck and the Sheep Mage. Oh well, it's a nitpick. I wonder what Superchargers has for the adventure packs. Is there going to be any more new ones?
Then you can start to make it.
Number 4. If it wasn't reusing too much from the previous Skylanders, some of the new Skylanders feel like they're just rehashes of some of the Skylanders we've already witnessed. For example, Snapshot is kinda like Dino-Rang combined with Flameslinger. Funnybone is like Hot Dog without his skin. Jawbreaker and Bruiser Cruiser are vaguely similar, but I can tell that they are running out of ideas and Activision doesn't give them enough time. Actually, they do give them 2 years simultaneously between each different companies, Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions, while making a brand new game. That's just my theory. What are your theories about something like that?
Then you can start to make it.
Number 3. Have other better looking enemies in the game trappable. You know, when it comes to villains, we expect a bit more detail to come out from them and some more menacing looking ones. But instead we get villains who look very simple, as in you want to play as a Skylander more than the villains. Although there's this lesson, don't judge appearances, and
like so many things, it is not what is outside, but what is inside that counts.
A great lesson to all the Skylanders Spyro haters. But still, if you want people willing to play as the villains, get them some better designs. I will admit there are some never judge a book by its cover villains like Grenade, but that's how you get your people interested. If you want the villains to be more interesting to be playable, just have a better appearance of them. Like, why couldn't you have that Cyclops dragon creature as a playable character? Although he is a little similar to Rybrawl.
Then you can start to make
Number 2. Reuse the villains from the previous games as trappables. When I first heard of Skylanders Trap Team, Chompy Mage was revealed to be one of those trappable villains. And I was like thinking to myself, okay, they're gonna have some more previous villains as trappable villains. Now that I really like. But instead, we only get 4 who are returning villains. Chaos, the Chompy Mage, the regular Chompy, and the Bone Chompy. And for non-playable characters, we have Glumshanks and Noodles. Nobody else from the previous games became trappable. Not even Mesmeralda. I'll be making a list of all of top 11 villains that should be returning in Skylanders Trap Team as trappable villains on a different date. I understand if you want to create some new villains and stuff like that, but come on, bring back some of the previous villains, some of the ones we even love, like Mesmeralda. I'm sure her moves are very unique. And the number one thing that could have made Skylanders Trap Team a better game is a second trap slot. When I first saw the Traptanium portal, I was like thinking to myself, how does the multiplayer work? Can only one player play as the villain? Will the multiplayer be excluded? Will we have online multiplayer? And this is what happened. They decided to remove the player versus player battle option. So we cannot play as a Skylanders fighting the other Skylander. And we cannot play as the villain at the same time. We have to take turns to play as a villain. If they added in a second trap slot, we might have the ability to play as 2 different villains at the same time and probably have the player versus player battle option. I don't know why they didn't do this, but I hope Superchargers has something about it later on. And those are my top 11 things that could have made Skylanders Trap Team a better game. Do you agree with my options? What are your options? What are your theories of how to make Skylanders Trap Team a better game? Do you think any of those theories would later be delivered in Skylanders Superchargers? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video.